or not. Um, I think it had me hop. I jumped on another Wi-Fi. Driving from different places. I was on the Xfinity Wi-Fi, so I think it shut my live off because I didn't see any comments. But I don't even know how much got saved from the last one or not. But the issue has been the men are weak. Just look at the men of our community and how much destruction they caused. And what I left off on was talking about all these organizations that we've started throughout the past, and the men were whoremongers or they were down low. They were just sexually immoral, sexually undisciplined, and no woman is going to follow a man that's not disciplined. She's not. Because what gives, oh, you couldn't comment? Oh yeah, it was that Wi-Fi thing. So no woman's gonna respect a man that's not disciplined. So a lot of our leaders in the past and even in the present, they're whoremongers. They sleep with all these different women, having babies on their wives, doing all kind of stuff. No women's gonna respect them or follow them. So I understand how feminism was appealing. Cause these women were like, why are we risking everything for these men that aren't honorable? And that's the issue. People gonna really follow a person when they're honorable and they're righteous. These men aren't righteous. They're weak. They're emotional. They don't have any character. They come on my page and they cry every single day, pleading with me, begging me to hear their side of the story. Pleading. I don't care about y'all side of the story because you weak. You don't have any character. You don't have any honor. That's the issue. It ain't these women, it's these men. I'm seeing it. I hear more excuses. I hear more black men scared of white men than I hear any other race. It's our men. They're just terrified. First thing they say is they're not gonna let us do this. They won't let me do this. They gonna just weak. The rhetoric is weak. It's weak. And then when they come to but when it's against me though, they get tough. They get tough with me, but then they tuck their head to that white man. They get bold with me, but then tuck their head when the white man come around. I don't respect it because I see it. I see it. The four destructive pillars of the black community are black people are too emotional, black men suffer from arrested development, they don't want to grow up, black women lack humility, and the children lack identity. Those are the four destructive pillars of the black community right there. And it starts with us being emotional as a people, and then it starts with the men being emotional and don't want to grow up. And these men don't want to grow up and be grown because they don't want to compete with white men. They don't want to grow up because they don't want to compete with white men. That's why they don't want to grow up. If they grow up, they got to go out there and compete with white men. But if they stay juvenile in their thinking and their behavior, they're never going to compete with white men. They can just stay in their lane. They can just stay at the bottom. They don't want to compete. That's the problem. I said it for Black History Month. Black men are terrified of white men, petrified of white men. It's insane. On my page all day crying and complaining, but wouldn't dare go to Bill Gates' page and leave a comment. Wouldn't dare go to Joe Biden page and leave a comment, or the White House's page, or Kamala Harris page, because she ran by the white liberals too. They wouldn't dare go to no white person with some authority and powers page and leave a comment, but they would dare come on my page and call me all kind of sellouts, bootlickers, coons, and Uncle Toms, even though Tom was a hero, but most of y'all don't read, so y'all wouldn't know that. That's the issue. They scared to compete with white men. And I said it. Emmett Till was in that house, and then white man went in the house and said, where is he at? And the uncle, the man of the house, said he in the back room, what y'all want with him? Everybody in that house was supposed to die that night. On the Emmett Till night, everybody was supposed to die. Everybody was supposed to die. That's right, Ro, on the Emmett Till night. You mean to tell me y'all can just walk in my house and take my child away and kill him? Whoa, 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 whoa. Y'all mean to tell me I'm supposed to look up to these ancestors, and these ancestors are the one that lost, because y'all tell me we was in charge. Y'all say we ruled the earth. So that means the ancestors dropped the ball. The ancestors dropped the ball. So you mean to tell me the ancestors that we keep praising, the ancestors that we are praising every day, trying to get their approval, was the ones that let them white folks walk in the house and take that boy out and torture him and kill him? Not even kill him humanely. Not even just kill him. I'm talking about torture him, then kill him. And you mean to tell me y'all let them white people go in that house and do that little boy like that? Everybody in the house was supposed to die that night. I'm sorry. You mean to tell me how could all them rapes happen in slavery? Everybody's supposed to die. If the slave master know if I rape them, they gonna come and kill the whole house, they won't do it. So really what we're finding is that we've been weak this whole time. That's why I don't believe the whole slavery narrative. I don't believe it. I believe it was us, some of us already here, we was bucking, and then it was some of us that said we going to the plantation. It wasn't no force. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Ain't no way. All that Willie Lynch stuff, ain't no way y'all telling me Willie Lynch stuff is gonna work in 2022. Get out of here. When y'all so woke. When them white liberals tell y'all to tear something up, y'all do it. When them white liberals tell y'all to do something, y'all do it. So y'all show me that y'all can buck when it's time to buck. Oh, I get it. But you only gonna buck when a certain type of white person tell you to buck. I told you we cowards. No men want to hear this live right here. They don't. And I hope the first one saved. Let me get y'all more upset and get back to Brian Flores. Brian Flores is a snitch. He a tattletale. He told the whole world what that owner did. He a snitch. All he had to do was tell the owner, I don't feel comfortable with throwing games. The owner can respect that. Now, what you did was you probably shucked and jived, lost the games anyway, and then told the media when it was time to go woke, you a snitch and a coward. Why didn't you tell Bill Belichick he was racist to his face? Why didn't you tell Bill Belichick he was racist to his face? Why didn't you tell the owner he was racist to his face? I'll tell you, because black men are terrified and petrified of white men. We cowards when it comes to white men. Can't even hold our head up. Y'all seen that video of Bobby Shmurda auditioning for his record deal? They got him dancing like a slave in that room filled with white people looking at him. How they gonna sign you based on your music, but you got to dance a jig to get the contract signed? Bobby Shmurda there dancing like a buffoon in front of them white folks. But then if he got mad at me, he'd threaten my life. Terrified of white people and white men especially. Brian Flores, Bill Belichick, you don't want 4 Super Bowl rings of Bill Belichick. He had you on the coaching staff. He was with Bill Belichick for 15 years and then threw him under the bus over a tweet when we all know how corporate America works. We all know corporate America is about who you know and who like you. Why are we playing games? They always tell you about what you know, but who you know. But really it's about who knows you. Everybody knows this. It's all about who you know. And then even more than that, who knows you. That's the way of the world. People ain't getting hired because they good at what they do. People are getting hired because folks like them around. They want them around. They're good for the company. They're good for morale. You being a head coach ain't just based on football skills. It's based on if the staff gonna respect you, if the organization's gonna respect you, if the fans like you. All that stuff has to go into consideration when you want to be a head coach of a team, not just you being black. It's disgusting. And the Miami Dolphins had the blackest staff in the NFL, black head coach, black GM, black assistant GM, and black defensive coordinator, the blackest staff in the NFL, and this man had a nerve to call them racist. Black men are afraid to compete. And that's why we stay like little children. We afraid. That's why. We out here making babies everywhere. That's why. That's why we can't be faithful. We ain't got no honor. We double-minded. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Not some of his ways, not a few of his ways, but all of his ways. Every last one of them. Brian Flores mad because he got a tweet from Bill Belichick about them hiring somebody else. And you upset. You got to go to social media and you got to go get with the woke mob. Use all this virtues, a coward, hiding behind these white liberals. Go fight your battles on your own. Like Malcolm and Martin did. When Malcolm and Martin got assassinated, they was on their own. They was on their own. Getting set up by their own. They wasn't hiding behind white liberals like y'all do. Hiding behind these white liberals, treating y'all like pets, treating y'all like house slaves. Running behind these woke people. All them woke liberal black folks on TV is sellouts. Every last one of them. Y'all love Shannon Sharp. He on there with a Black and Mild and Hennessy and a do-rag. Y'all love that. Y'all love that image of us on TV. Y'all love it. Y'all love that image. Talking about what's racist and all this stuff. Begging white folks for affection and attention. Please be good to us, sir. Don't treat us bad, sir. I promise, sir. I'll pitch my weight in cotton every day, sir. Just be good to me, sir. Just be good to me, master, please. Begging these white liberals for attention and affection. Y'all to be it's disgusting. Y'all ain't got no courage until some white liberals is standing behind y'all. Go out there on your own. Go out there on your own. Don't wait for them white liberals to run to the rescue for y'all. Brian Flores is a coward. Why did he tell that owner he was racist to his face? Why didn't he tell Bill Belichick he was racist to his face? Because they a bunch of cowards. That's why. No, sir. Not me. Super Bowl party, minstrel show. The halftime show was a minstrel show. All of them. Dr. Dre paid $7 million to put that performance on. He paid. Got the nerve to call me a sellout, and this man paid the NFL to perform. Dr. Dre paid $7 million to perform at halftime, and none of them folks got paid to perform, and y'all call me a sellout. And y'all call me a sellout and a bootlicker. 50 Cent hanging like a fat turkey leg, looking like a stuffed turkey hanging out the ceiling. Eminem with the fake kneel. Let Eminem steal the show. Let the white boy steal the show. Let the white boy steal the show. Paid $7 million to perform at the Super Bowl just for these people to say it was the best performance. But I'm a sellout. Y'all afraid to compete with the white man. You afraid of them. Y'all terrified and petrified of the white man, but when it comes to the Jewish man, that's you all's God. He's your God. Because he controls all the industries that y'all be dying and selling your soul to get in. He's the one that y'all sell y'all soul to, is the Jewish man. Because he run it all. He running all this stuff. Paid $7 million. Why didn't you put the $7 million into the black community? Why didn't the $7 million go into Watts, Compton, or South Central? Why didn't the $7 million go into the black community? I'll tell you, the same way them white folks walked into that house, asked where Emmett Till was, and the man said he in the back room, but what y'all gonna do with him? They said, don't worry about that. Everybody is supposed to die in that house that night. If them folks can come in there and take your baby out the house, everybody got to die. But y'all a bunch of cowards, which is why we celebrate abortion. We celebrate abortion. We celebrate it. So it makes sense why the man can come in there and take the baby out the house. Even when it comes to our legacy, why aren't our men on the front lines talking about no abortions? You know why we not? Because we out here making a whole bunch of babies, that's why. Because we out here skeeting and everything, that's why. We out there skeeting and everything, that's why we ain't got enough character. Because it take character to protest against abortion, but it also take character not skeeting a bunch of these women. And I'm going to say this too. I was out there too. I'm not exempting myself. So when I say there was immaturity in black men and the rest of the development don't want to grow up, that's me as well. I'm not excluding myself from that at all. Because I was the same way. I didn't want to grow up for whatever reason. But when it was time for me to grow up and it was time for me to see the truth, I did. I didn't run. I was in college and then people told me that I couldn't graduate because I was one credit short. Not to mention, it was a credit for being an athlete that they forgot to give me. So they tell me I gotta wait a whole other semester just to graduate from college. Off one credit they forgot to give me. Then one of the classes that I took, they said it didn't count towards my major, so I had to go and appeal to the board of the college. I had to go appeal to the board of the college and the university to get this professor's class seen as a course that would count towards a major, that would count towards a political science major. So this professor had been teaching there all this time, and his class was seen as a joke. I appealed for his class and got his class recognized as a real class, not some fake generic elective. So in the process of me fighting for what I believed in, which was graduating on time, I got this man's class recognized, and that man had tears in his eyes thanking me for what I did. He was white. He was white. You think he cared about me being a color? No. And I went to that liberal arts college, and they told me I wasn't going to graduate. And I told them people, I'm going to tear up everything in this building. And I said, I'm going to start with these computers. They didn't call the police. They called me to the office so I can talk to the dean and say, I need to graduate. And she said, okay. But guess what that takes, though? That takes conviction. That takes character. That takes not being afraid. All these things that the men in our community refuse to embrace. There ain't no rap songs talking about marriage. There ain't no rap song talking about building a community up. There ain't no rap song talking about being honorable men. There ain't no rap song talking about being a good husband to your wife. Bill Cosby was out there running his mouth, telling black people what they should do, and he cheating on Camille. What happened to Bill Cosby was his own fault. It's called reaping and sowing. You out there telling black folks how they should live better, and you cheating on your wife. How you gonna be a good father and you're cheating on your wife? You a poor example for your children. You dishonoring the covenant with God. You despicable. So how you going to be the one to tell black folks what they should do? And it costs you. It costs you. It opened the floodgates up. Then white folks was like, how dare you, out of all people, try to tell these black folks to be better? Not you. So Bill Cosby got what he deserved. All that cheating on his wife had that woman coming to his house when Camille was upstairs sleeping with her. Had that woman coming to his house, that same woman looking like Howard Stern, had that woman, had basically Howard Stern in drag, coming to your house while Camille is upstairs. And then you going out there telling black people what they should be doing. Come on. Ain't no honor. Ain't no honor. So Bill Cosby's in prison, done lost one of his eyes. That's what happens. That's why all the men in our community that go to Hollywood, they never have a good ending. It's always a tragic ending. It's always a tragic ending because they go in with no honor and they leave how? With no honor. We go into them industries with no honor and we leave with no honor. That's why most of these black athletes die broke, because we go in with no honor and we leave with no honor because we refuse to grow up. We refuse to be that the men called us to, that God called the men that God called us to be. And really it's rooted in fear because we don't want to compete with these white folks. We don't want to compete with these white folks. That's all it is. We can't wait for an excuse to happen. We go to a job and can't wait for them to say something crazy. Can't wait for them to slip up. Going to the job interview, all that negative energy. Going there with a spirit of, I know I'm not going to get hired. A sign of weakness. Nobody respects that. Nobody. Be around some animals acting afraid, and I guarantee they're going to bite you and attack you. Nothing respects fear on this planet. And that's by God's design, because fear is not of God. So fear is an abomination to things on this planet. But when someone's afraid, nature attacks it. Nature attacks it. Because God don't give us a spirit of fear. That's why we have such tragic tales. That's why we have such tragic endings. Because we're afraid. But you dare come on my page and call me a sellout, but wouldn't dare go to Elon Musk's page and utter a word. You wouldn't dare go to Bill Gates' page and utter a word. You'll say it to me, but not George Soros and not Jeff Bezos. You'll say it to me, but not them Jewish folks. It's easy to come pick on my page and pick on me. You won't bother them though, because y'all a bunch of cowards. Because y'all a bunch of cowards. I was at a school and the sports teams didn't have any uniforms, nothing. And it took all these black folks in the school, all black school, all black kids, all black, everybody black, community black, everybody black, and the children don't have uniforms and socks and shoes to play the sports in. The white lady came and looked at it, this before I got there, because, I was very proactive in the community, put my money where my mouth is with all these children for years. You see, I dedicated my younger years to our community, not my older years. These are my older years. When I was younger, I was in the field. When I was younger, when I was whipping and running, I was in the field. Not when I got older and I was finished. No, I did it when I was young, when I had the energy. The white lady came to the school and saw them kids and she said, oh no. The white woman y'all call racist came to that school and saw them kids and said, oh no. That lady left. When that woman came back, the school had to deal with Converse. Listen to what I'm telling you. When she came back, the school had a deal with Converse. Now we in Atlanta. Why didn't Jermaine Dupri do it? Why didn't T.I. do it? Why didn't Young Thug do it? Why didn't Gucci Mane do it? Why didn't these rappers showing us all this money get them kids some uniforms? Why not? When I was getting them kids from the projects, I didn't see them getting them kids from the projects. I didn't see them buying them kids school clothes. I didn't see them doing that. That was me doing that. None of these rappers y'all see was in the community doing what I was doing. I don't respect them because they cowards. I did all my stuff before social media blew up. I did all my stuff before social media was even around. I was doing it. And I didn't see none of them. Bunch of cowards. It take a village to raise a child. But how you gonna have a village without strong men? How you gonna have a village without strong men? Brian Flores crying about racism, and the man's been working in the NFL for 18 years. He on the blackest staff in the NFL. The coach was black, which was him. The GM was black. Assistant GM was black. Defensive coordinator was black. Then the top positions. And somebody say, why we got no black owners? I'll tell you, because they ain't got no money. Why ain't we got no black owners? Because they ain't got enough money to buy no team. Anytime somebody black want to buy a team, it got to be Jay-Z, got to call Puff Daddy. They all billionaires. They're all billionaires, but somehow when it comes time to buy a team, they all got to put their money together. Do that make sense? They all billionaires, but when it come time to buy a team, they all got to put their money together. How much you got? How much you got? How much you got? Anytime it comes time for black folks to do something, it's just like when the bill comes at the end of that meal. When the bill, instead of putting in what your meal costs, the tax and the tip, all of a sudden then everybody become good at math. Now all of a sudden you calculate everything down to the cent. Instead of just putting in what you owe and a little extra to be gracious, y'all fighting over the bill. That's how it is. That same mentality is consistent throughout our community no matter what we're doing. If it's something positive, it's always some foolishness going on. But it starts with the men because these men are afraid to compete with these white folks. These black men are afraid to compete against these white men, and they're afraid to compete against these Jewish men. They're afraid. And if you don't believe me, just look at any big idea that's brought to a table, and I guarantee somebody gonna holler what them white folks are and aren't gonna let us do. I know the game. So Brian Flores is a snitch and he's a coward. He snitched on Bill Belichick. He snitched on everybody that helped him in his NFL career. He snitched on them. And then he was a coward because he did it behind their back. He did it behind the woke liberal media. The woke liberal media is disgusting. So in order for us to turn this whole thing around, it's going to have to start with the men. Because the men are around here wearing purses and skinny jeans. The women have not embraced a fad that makes them masculine. Although a lot of y'all do possess masculine energy, y'all have not embraced a fad that made y'all look masculine. These men are embracing a fad that makes them look feminine. So all this stuff should correlate and make sense to everybody. We don't want to grow up, so that means anything is feasible besides manhood. So now if we don't want to be men, we'll accept everything else. But manhood is the highest honor we can bestow upon the planet because of what a man represents. A man is supposed to guide and provide and assume all of the responsibility. That's what a man does. That is something that a woman can follow. A woman can't follow Brian Flores. A woman can't follow Tyler Perry. A woman can't follow Dr. Dre and all them. Women can't follow them. That's why women don't follow. That's why women get with them and get them for half their money, because they don't respect them. They don't respect them. They don't respect these celebrities. They all bought and sold. They cowards. Most of these athletes too. Talking about I'm not getting the jab. And then end up getting the jab. I couldn't believe when Andrew Wiggins said, I guess I don't have any rights over my own body. What? I guess I don't have any rights over my own body, and he said it with a straight face. What kind of man, is that kind of man ready for a revolution? No. So imagine Andrew Wiggins having all that money, and that's his mentality. He'll never build a community up. He'll never be a pillar of hope for the community because he's a coward. He don't want to grow up. He sounds like a little kid on that podium. I guess I don't have rights over my own body. Them white folks walked the same way them white folks walked into that house and grabbed Emmett Till is the same way they walk into your body and put that mRNA up in it. The same way. Y'all didn't fight. Y'all didn't kick. Y'all didn't scream. Y'all only asked one question. Will I be able to go back? Will I be able to go on vacation? Matter of fact, y'all asked two questions. Will I be able to keep my job? Matter of fact, y'all asked 3 questions. Will I be able, or will we be able to go back to normal? You're right, Mimi. We all got to stand before Judgment Day, and a lot of y'all are going to be cowardly on Judgment Day because you're going to blame, you're going to say you didn't know. Listen, I know what y'all going to say. Y'all going to say, I thought we was the chosen people. The chosen people choose God. I thought I was chosen. The chosen people choose God. If you didn't choose God, then surely you can't be chosen. But this is how backwards and immature and emotional our men are. Our men think that the black man is the most persecuted person on the planet. Persecute y'all for what? Persecute y'all for what? When y'all crack like fine china. Persecute y'all for what? Ain't nobody hunting down, but for what? Persecute y'all for what? Persecute y'all for what, man? What do y'all know? Ain't nothing that we doing as a collective striking fear in anybody's heart. Not the Hispanics, not the Asians, Pacific Islanders, Native, whatever group we ain't striking fear in the hearts of nobody except somebody around the corner or up the block or in the hood. That's it. Nobody fears us outside of our neighborhoods. I know y'all hate hearing this kind of talk, but it's true. Nobody fears us outside of our neighborhood. Nobody. If you go to any city, go downtown and just look up. All those buildings means there's a lot more people more powerful than you. Let's look about them buildings. There's a whole bunch of folks in there. They got a whole lot of folks more afraid of them than you do. But we tell ourselves this stuff because it sounds good. The black man is the most feared. The black man's being hunted. Ain't nobody scared of y'all. Nobody. I just watched 50 Cent hanging like a turkey leg from the ceiling. I just saw Dr. Dre pay $7 million to perform at the Super Bowl. Ain't nobody afraid of y'all. I just saw Kaepernick say the NFL's like slavery, but he still is begging to get back in. Ain't nobody afraid of y'all. Who's afraid of y'all? Who's afraid of y'all? Ain't nobody afraid of y'all. I just saw Brian Flores not say it to the owner's face, not say it to Bill Belichick's face, but hide behind the media. chosen ones ain't somebody, yeah, they believe the chosen people are about color. Ain't about no color. The Bible deal with bloodlines. The Bible dealt with the character of the people, not their skin color. That's something y'all made up because skin color doesn't require character. So y'all love it. Y'all really hold on to being black, and this blackness because it don't require no character. You don't want to let black go because you let black go, you gotta grab on to character. Y'all don't want to do it. Y'all afraid. Black is a pacifier for you all. You afraid to go up. You afraid to grow up and go up. You afraid. It's disgusting. And at the end of the day, a whole nation has suffered and is suffering because we refuse to grow up. We refuse to be men, and moreover, we refuse to be the men that God called us to be. A man is going to guide, provide, and assume all of the responsibility. So if there's a problem, he's not going to complain to white liberals. He's not going to beg. He's going to fix it himself. That's what a man does. We've seen all throughout history the weakness of our men. Somebody said black people are the chosen, but 2/3 won't make it. Believe that if you want to. There's people in China right now getting their head cut off because they believe in the Most High. Nobody black is doing that. Nobody. Nobody black is risking their life to serve the Most High. Nobody. Not one black person. It's black folks, it's folks in China getting their head cut off and put in slavery because they believe in the Most High. It's folks in the Middle East getting their head cut off and put in slavery because they believe in the Most High. It's folks in Africa getting their head cut off and getting put in slavery because they believe in the Most High. Ain't never black person in America risking their life to serve the Most High. How in the world y'all gonna be the chosen people? It's disgraceful, it's disgusting. Ain't no way in the world you gonna be the chosen people. Ain't no way. You mean to tell me God gonna dishonor the people that's dying for God's name and then honor y'all that's not? You crazy. I don't want no God like that. I don't want to serve a God like that. I don't want to believe in a God like that. That would honor a bunch of backsliding, broke back, double-minded, weak, bowing down to white liberals people. White liberals control the black consciousness, not God. Talking about we the chosen, 2/3 won't make it. Man, please. You think God finna dishonor all these people risking their life to serve him? And y'all over here following Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? You crazy. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't never black person dying for the Most High, not a single one. If they was cut, I just watched y'all vote for a man that said you ain't black if you don't vote for him. Now y'all telling me that y'all would die for the Most High? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. They don't even go together. 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 So if you believe that the Most High is going to honor a bunch of people that literally spit in his face and tell him no, go right ahead and believe that. While folks is losing their life and can't even speak English, can't even speak the English in the Bible, but believe it. They ain't got nothing to hold on to but God. They ain't got no chosen people story. They ain't got no melanin stories. They ain't got no Jesus Black stories. All they got is the belief. That's all they got. You think God finna dishonor them people? Y'all are crazy. try to point me out of scripture one time talking about the Hebrew Israelites, talking about in this scripture talking about the oppressors gonna be the oppressors are gonna be the handmaids and the servants. Yeah, but that don't mean your oppressors are the folks that y'all are afraid of. Those are y'all oppressors, them Jews. The Jewish people control everything. You don't say nothing to them. The woke white folks are oppressing y'all. The regular, everyday, average white person not oppressing y'all. The woke white people are oppressing y'all. The Jewish community controls the industry. Those are the folks oppressing y'all. The average white person walking around is not oppressing y'all. So that scripture is very clear on your oppressor. You're just picking someone to be your oppressor that's not. So you can make the scripture line up. But really, y'all still a bunch of cowards because y'all don't mention who's really running stuff. The righteous, thank you, Mimi, the righteous shall inherit the earth. The just shall live by faith. It is impossible to please God without faith. I don't know what makes Black America believe they are the chosen people and they ain't got no faith. If anybody ain't got no faith, it's Black folks. You know why? Because we actually believe that racism is bigger than God. We have the least amount of faith on the planet because we believe that racism is bigger than God. I'm about to give me something to eat. Cause it's the Sabbath. But anyway, I love y'all and I thank y'all. And until next time, I'm gonna start coming on here more and more. But thank y'all for tuning in and supporting me and sticking through this message. It may have been hard for some, maybe not, but I love you all and thank y'all so much. And y'all be blessed. But I will be back maybe on YouTube, probably maybe two or three times a week. I'll do this. But thank y'all so much.